Welcome back to Fast Market on the TD Ameritrade Network. I'm Tom White, joined by my co-host Kevin Hinks. But let's bring in our next guest for our cash tag segment, and that's Landon Swan, the co-founder of LikeFolio.com. Thanks for joining us, Landon.
Great to be here. Thanks.
All right. So after this Home Depot report, we got Lowe's in the morning. Shares are down about 16% this year. Home Depot is a decent report. We're still trying to scratch our heads and figure out. It seems like they want to sell anything off after earnings, even if it was a decent report by estimates. What kind of data are you getting here in Lowe's? Because this isn't a good sign for this industry.
No, I tell you what, it's got me back on my heels. I'll tell you, because Home Depot had a LikeFolio earnings score of, I think it was plus 45 going into that report, and the numbers were great, right? Good revenue, good earnings, and then you get hammered by the market. Now, there's a lot of other things going on. Obviously, it's not just earnings report. I long for the days where that's all that drives the market, but there's a lot of stuff geopolitical, so you got to take that into account. But it scares me a little bit because Lowe's is not as strong. Actually, earnings score for Lowe's from LikeFolio, I think, is a plus 25. So not as strong as Home Depot. And I think a lot of that has to do with where they're getting their revenue from. So Home Depot is about 45% professionals, whereas Lowe's only 25%. And you can see, we had stronger data for Home Depot on this scatter plot here. To the right is more people talking about spending money at the company, and higher is happier customers. So Home Depot is actually has been outperforming Lowe's with LikeFolio data. So to look at what Home Depot did today and know that Lowe's is reporting tomorrow morning, it scares me a little bit. I'm not sure what to expect. If I hadn't seen that Home Depot reaction and just the report, I would have been pretty confident moving into Lowe's bullish position. But now I'm not sure. Now they are trading off, about 4% already today, kind of on the heels of the market and Home Depot and all of that moving together. So maybe they're, it's a little bit early of a move. Yeah, we're right at 4%. So maybe it's too early of a move, and maybe this is a bargain for traders. But what's wild is, if you're looking at a longer term chart, they're still up on the last 12 months. So even if you got a big pullback, both of these companies are up over the last 12 months, just not recently, which of course is what investors are mostly concerned with. But when we look at data, for example, when you look at professionals, the data on home renovations is up about 7%. People talking about using home renovation, up about 7%. Hiring a contractor up about 11% quarter over quarter, 45% year over year. So people are using these professionals more than they were in the past. And the problem with the Lowe's here is that, like I said, Home Depot is almost half professionals, half contractors, whereas Lowe's is only a quarter. It's more just everyday consumers. So I don't think they're getting the same benefit that Home Depot received from these. And you still got all the same concerns. You've got lumber prices through the roof. You've got supply chain issues, labor costs, material costs. So they've got an uphill battle, not to mention all the geopolitical stuff going on. So it's tough. Plus 25 earnings score usually puts me in the bullish camp, slightly bullish. But with what happened to Home Depot after a good report, I'm really not sure what to expect. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts.
Set the tone for this earnings couple days here between these two, and it's not good, is it? And clearly the data that you present, the data that I read about, says Home Depot's winning this war with Lowe's. In terms of overall, you have a hiring a contractor mentions. Well, Home Depot dominates that contractor business. Lowe's talks about aspirations of gaining in some of the pro department. Profit margins, right? Home Depot is sitting at 15%. Lowe's is 12%. They're aspirational to get to 15%. So Home Depot is clearly the leader between these two. Even though it's a good competition, even though Lowe's is a serious company, Home Depot continues to dominate. So you see that move, and you're only getting about a 4% move in Lowe's. This is a tough one to get on board here, Landon.
Right. So, what happens if Lowe's reports as good of numbers as Home Depot, right? What if they do really well? Are they going to continue this negative move from today and extend it tomorrow? It's a head scratcher. And again, you've got, all kinds of stuff that affect the markets. It's far more than just earnings. But if anything would put me on the sideline, it's a company reporting where their competition who's beating them turned in good numbers and then got killed by the market. I mean, even if you look at same store sales, Home Depot, I think on their last report was 6%. Plus 6%, Lowe's is plus 2.5%. So just like you said, Home Depot is winning in just about all fronts, even happier customers, which is a bit of a reversal with our data over the last 2 years or so. Lowe's was always sort of the nicer, cleaner. It's sort of the target compared to the Walmart of Home Depot, but that's actually flipped and people are happier with Home Depot. So Home Depot is doing a fantastic job as far as, versus Lowe's, but you saw what happened in the market today. So it's, like I said, it's got me on my heels a little bit. And with a LikeFolio score that ranges from -100 to +100, a plus 25 is, 20 is right there where you're maybe taking a bullish shot. 25 is, it's bullish, but it's not super firm. And with what's happening with Home Depot, I think I might actually go sidelines and just kind of watch this one. I had intentions to play it, but with what happened in Home Depot, maybe I need to be sidelines. But, the devil hates a coward. Maybe this is the time to take advantage of the market being wrong. I'm not sure. What do you guys think as far as this move today in Lowe's off of Home Depot doing well? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by it at all, Landon. I'm surprised it's not down even more, especially going into this report. And based on maybe a lot of your data that says that Home Depot, as far as sentiment and data goes, is stronger than Lowe's. But here's my question to you. Are you guys tracking any type of data or sentiment on people just getting exhausted by going to a Home Depot or Lowe's or doing renovations or, maybe buying a new house, and the prices are just through the roof right now due to supply chain issues, due to labor costs, due to inflationary pressures across the board, where some people are going to say, hey, you know what, I'm paying double for lumber than what I did last year, or I'm paying double for this refrigerator or 30% more, and I just can't do it anymore because I have so many other inflationary pressures that are affecting my discretionary spending.
Yeah, actually, when we look at inflation fears, and you've got hard numbers, not sentiment. Inflation's at a 40-year high. They say 7.5%. I'd take the over on that. In the real world, I think people are paying a lot more than that. Yeah. But when you look at people just talking about inflation, talking about having to pay more, there is a lot of fatigue. There is, lumber prices, they went up for a while. They came back down, a little bit of a tease there, but now they're back up. And I think that there is a lot of fatigue out there when it comes to this kind of stuff. But again, you look at the home renovations and the contractor hiring, people are renovating. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's so many homes sold over the last year. You get into a new house, you want to fix it up a little bit, make it your own. So I think that you're seeing that. So I don't know that it's going to affect Home Depot and Lowe's immediately, but they're going to be hitting extremely tough comps, because you look at all those sales from a year ago, the home sales, eventually that's going to dry up, or it's going to slow down compared to what it's been. And just like you're saying, Tom, all of that inflation, all of those high prices are wearing on people, and it has to slow down. Maybe that's what's getting Home Depot in the market right now. Maybe that's what investors are scared about with Lowe's. I know that everyone's feeling it, and it's got to change soon, but eventually, but maybe not soon.
Yeah, I think it's going to be psychology at this point, because home prices at record highs. Starts a little bit light, but the backlog of permits is, I think, the biggest in history. So demand is still out there. I think people are just probably pulling back a little bit and saying, hey, I'll wait this out until lumber comes back down. And I think maybe some contractors are saying that too, that, hey, we can wait to build this house. We got the land. Because, the input prices are so high for all their products. All right, we'll have to wait and see on that. But great stuff, as always, Landon. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
All right, that's Landon Swan, the co-founder of LikeFolio.com, giving us the sentiment data on Lowe's.